All right, so we're here with Motoamerica racer Jason Waters. How many classes did you do last year?
3 last year. Hooligans, Stock 1000, and then Superbike Cup. So.
The Superbike Cup. Okay.
Yeah, jam-packed.
Jam-packed. Where'd you finish at points overall?
Hooligans, I think I finished top 7, P7, I believe. Stock 1000, I think I was either 5th or 6th, I can't remember. I think I was somewhere in there. And then Superbike Cup, I was 2nd overall. Yeah.
Who finished that one first?
JD Beach. Yeah.
So how did this come about with riding a Ducati? It looks different than a BMW.
Yeah, just a new challenge. Just trying to, my program's always been alone. I've been doing my program alone for a couple years now, and had a couple buddies doing it with me. Jesse's done it a couple times, but just kind of been doing my program alone, and really just trying to link up with somebody to do this. It's a lot to travel around the country and race motorcycles, so doing it alone is kind of tough. So it's teamed up with Alex to try to do the season, and the V2, is a very competitive bike in the super sport class, so I thought that would be a new challenge and fun with the Stock 1000 going away. The Stock 1000 class was kind of my main focus, and then with it going away, the Superbike Cup, I felt like this was kind of more of would be a new challenge and fun to do.
So is there any, I haven't heard, there's any news on how they're combining those classes? But
it's just a Superbike Cup. You're talking about as far as the big bike stuff?
Yeah,
it's just a Superbike Cup. So same thing I did last year, it's just Superbike, so they're just racing in the Superbike class on stock bikes.
So but they're 2 different races? Do they qualify
differently? I think they're changing the qualifying a little bit from what they were kind of telling me, and so the qualifying's a little bit, I think they're adding another qualifying section in there to kind of weed through some of the guys, to get,
You think the back markers are going to be worse if they now or on the little tracks?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they changed the rules a lot. They made some concessions for some of the other bikes too, to get them kind of closer to some of the other bikes, and so that changed a little bit, and so that also, the Beamer had a lot of advantages, and then some of the other bikes had advantages in other areas. I think that's the advantage. Bike manufacturers, one does one thing better than the other. So,
what do you think about this thing? I mean, was this the first time you ridden it? Was this weekend?
Yeah, it's the first time I've ever rode a Ducati at all, any Ducati. So just jumping.
How was that your first time out yesterday?
It was good. Just I mean, honestly, it's a cool bike. The thing handles really good. The power is different, right? Because it's just the way it comes on is different. So just trying to understand that a little bit. It's been just yesterday for me was just going through the motions, just making sure everything feels right, and just how does this thing make power and not do something stupid and crash
Is it a stock engine on this one?
Yeah, it's a bone stock engine. We built this one. Our bikes are coming. They're ready to ship. We're just waiting on the EPA stuff. So
think it's going to make it, or nobody really even knows?
It's really in their hands, honestly.
Where are they coming from?
They're coming from Barney. We're getting Barney bikes, so they should be competitive motorcycles. So
yeah, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
And you're riding it more today, right?
Yeah. I've just been putting in laps. So really, yesterday was kind of shaking the cobwebs off and just filling the bike out. Today we're kind of getting up to pace.
But it's not stock suspension though, right?
No. It has the Motoamerica electronics on it and stuff, and then I got suspension on it. So it's got some goodies on it. So it should be pretty close. It's not
a built engine.
Yeah, it's just not the power not there.
What are they allowing that, the simple stuff, like head gasket stuff?
I don't really know on this one. I don't think we can do a whole lot to this bike just because it's already a pretty big bore motor, So I don't know all that. Honestly, the ins and outs, since we're getting those bikes from Barney's, I'm just kind of like, this is done, and we got a legit bike. So.
And a question I ask some people, and I've asked, numerous amount of people with let's say a superbike team, the upper guys, the full factory rides or whatever, to compete with those guys, to have their checkbook versus a privateer, with electronics, I would say, in my opinion, the electronics is crazy money. The support and the money they have.
Yep.
Do you think it would ever be a good idea to have almost like a British super bike style where no electronics, it'd make it easier for people to afford it. Maybe not compete, but afford.
I think so. I mean, my opinion of that is...
I want to see it.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think that the stock bikes are so good now, like with the stuff that they were allowing, the stock class was allowed to do. I think that would be a cooler class if that was the super bike class. Where, let us run maybe some better suspension and better brakes or something like that, and let that be the super bike class, because you're right. Like those guys are running 10 guys, and they, running full electronics, and it's my program's always been so small. I don't have that.
It's tough to have the support, and you're doing it while they got people. They just pull in the pits. Somebody else does it. Yeah, they go back out.
That's right. I mean, and I'm doing it with some buddies. And we're doing the best we can. And the BMW has a good support system. Steve Weir and stuff like that would help me and give some. But he's so stretched thin on those big weekends. He's got his hands full. So so my help's limited there. So. That was another thing. I mean, I'm glad you brought that up. That was another thing that kind of brought me to this kind of platform, because I feel like this is kind of closer to
more simple, maybe.
Yeah, it's like a stock 1000, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, you don't have traction control and that sort of thing. So I think as long as you get a good setup bike, which is what we're getting, I feel like then it comes down to the rider, and then there's no excuses, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
don't get me wrong. Like I think the top guys, obviously they're really good, but I think it would definitely level the playing field when like those top guys, they change their traction control from one turn to the next out there, and then the guys that are 10 places back, like you can't afford it or you don't have the support to do something like that. It's crazy.
100%.
Like, it's a big gap.
I agree 100%. Those guys are, whatever those top guys are going to get on, they're gonna excel. They're gonna be at the front regardless. So that's just the nature of that, but I do agree in some shape or form, because I got to ride a super bike. Like, Freddie allowed me to ride.
I actually have that in my notes in my pocket here. I need to pull out that. I watched that video, and by the way, I think they have some of the best videos. Like better than Motoamerica's videos. Like for
100%.
me as like a rider, sometimes racer, is like seeing the behind the scenes is almost better than the race, because people don't understand what it takes to even get the bike out there.
I agree.
Like, it's crazy.
I agree 110%. I think that whole thing that Freddie put together was pretty awesome last year, and I think that's gotten a lot of traction. And so, yeah, he gave me an opportunity to practice on that bike or give it a shot.
That Road Atlanta, right?
Yeah, that bike was, I mean, it's crazy what the capabilities of that motorcycle was. Just mind-blowing.
Just come to you one day and was like, hey, you want to test this out? Like,
me and Freddie have always been friends. I think I would call us friends. Me and Freddie talk pretty often or whatever, and so he's always kind of mentioned me riding a bike at some point in time or whatever, and then he just came to me and asked if I didn't mind testing it for him.
I was excited when I seen it. I was like, maybe he's gonna ride it for him, and then that was like the end of it. Nothing happened. I'm like, what happened there? Like,
I think he was just, Freddie, he's got a world superbike capable motorcycle. I mean, he has a program that can finish on the podium, right? And so I wasn't there yet. He won't needed me to shake down the bike and make sure everything was working right. Test some stuff, and so I was just proud and appreciative to have the opportunity to ride.
It's very different than like. I mean, I know that it was an R1 versus your bike, but like electronics-wise, was it very? I know you threw the brake pads out the back.
Yeah, that was the old motocross stuff.
Yeah, just staying on the brake the whole time.
Yeah, dragging the rear brake. But no, I mean, the thing that even with it being a different motorcycle, just electronics alone, like the thing I always explain to people with that motorcycle is when I came off the corner with that bike, like the 1000, like my Beamer, it's like rips your arms off fast, right? It's got electronics and all that's great, and it works great, but it's like rip your arms off fast. The R1 was rip your arms off fast, but it did it in a way that it wasn't pulling on you. It was like easy to ride, and it like when you got on the gas coming out of a corner, you would lunge from like 10 bike lengths off the corner is what it felt like. So like as you got off the corner and you put the throttle down, it was just direct connection to the track, maximum traction, just lunge.
And that was a full like super bike engine, so it probably made 2 something.
I mean it was a full blown super bike motor. Yeah. I mean,
you know what times you did on that thing? I never seen anything, so I always wondered.
Yeah, I did 26s on it.
Damn. Can I cuss on my videos? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was. I mean, I by far, like, even I told Freddie, I was like, I was doing 27s, got it in 26, but it was, I had gone faster on that bike, just not ever riding that bike ever.
How fast do you usually go on yours? I know it's...
I think I've done, I can't remember, honestly. I think think I've done a 28 on my Beamer. I have to go back and look. I don't keep up with it, honestly.
I mean, you said 26 on theirs and 20.
Yeah, it's that bike's worth 2 seconds easily. Just putting the same rider on a bike.
Do you think it's the power or just the everything together, like put together?
Suspension, the brakes, the power, the way it delivers the power, the way. I
mean, the Beamer's fast though.
Yeah. My Beamer's super fast, but it doesn't hold a candle to a Superbike. It's just different.
And do you have a super stock and super bike build, or
just all stock? My bike's always been stock.
Just like a head gasket, or
no? It's get my bikes from Alpha Racing, so I think they do a head gasket, but other than that,
just simple stuff.
It's electronics, and I mean the Beamer's already fast as it is. I mean I've rode a stock one many times. I've built it with the Alpha stuff and just completely stock motor and just. I
talked to Jesse a while ago, and I ride an R1 usually. It's just what I have. But I was, coming out of 5 at Road Atlanta. It's like on stock electronics on an R1, you're just blah, 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 blah. You're just up in there all the time. And I watch his video, and the shit's just, it may wheelie a little, but it's fucking pulling. But the R1, it's like as soon as you hit the wheelie control, it's just puts it down, pulls it up, puts it, and his shit was like going. I was like, that would be so nice. He was like, for whatever, 11, 12 grand. He's like, you can have it. I'm like, jeez. I'm like, the electronics, just seeing it. Barely wheelie, but still pull full force is crazy.
Does. And so I think that's the difference between the Superbike electronics and the stock stuff, is that the stock stuff on that Beamer is amazing for stock stock class
for bike you can buy.
It's the best one you can buy for that class. There's no doubt for what you get in electronics. And so, but like the next step is like that Superbike, and it's doing that. I feel like the processing speed is times 10 compared to that. So like what you're talking about, where it's keeping the wheel down, that's what that R1 was doing. And so that's why the thing about the R1 is I think the R1 handles really well. I think that's
even what Jesse, he's ridden both, and he had an R1 a while back. He was like it was one of the best just riding bikes.
Yeah.
Now granted, like for stock, the stock is not as fast as like an M or S or whatever, like horsepower wise. But even me riding, I'm like, they ride to me great. He's like, it was like the best riding rider bike you could ask for.
Well, and like the Superbike, for instance, like that bike, you thought about it and it would go there. You thought about where you wanted to go and the bike would turn. And the bike was so much faster, but it was so much easier to ride. Like it was just weird. Like I was saying, like on the Beamer, you come out of the corner and the electronics are doing its job, but you're it's doing all this and shaking and all that stuff. And that's kind of wearing you out with that R1. The thing you stood it up with that Superbike. You stood up and it just lunged. It just goes, and it wasn't like.
I mean, 2 seconds is a lot of time.
Yeah, and it was easier to ride. It's crazy. I was doing that, and it was easier to ride. So it's like I would love to be able to race one of those motorcycles and see what
I was hopeful.
But
that was before I knew anything else after. But I was like, he's testing it. Usually when you test this, like if you do well. Maybe they were like doing like a tryout type of thing to see how it goes, but then if nothing happened, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's just like I said, he's got a bike that can run up front, and that program is, I mean, the amount of money those guys have to spend to run those motorcycles and pay the people to run those motorcycles.
I mean, but you did that time with one day or whatever, like just no time on it. I mean, if you had more time to just tweak it and have him there and have Ed there.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that 100%.
Like that's crazy time to just show up and I'm just gonna ride this bike I don't ever really ride at all.
And not crash this friggin'
and be safe,
machine.
Which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
That
was the main thing in my mind when I was riding the thing. I was like, just don't crash this thing.
That's what I think when I ride everybody else's bike.
Don't destroy this dude.
Just don't crash somebody else's bike. It was like, because it was your bike the time that caught on fire on the gravel, wasn't it? Burnt to the ground. Yeah. God, what happened there? Do you know? Just side note.
No, so when I went down, the ground, a hole went in the gas tank, and when the track workers went to go pick it up, the gas ran down the hot engine, and that's what started the fire. So I think they've kind of taught them guys not to pick the bikes up if it's fuel's coming out of it. So
I just remember seeing it later, and I think wasn't it still standing? At some point I seen it, I think, when they had initially stood it up. I think I was there like watching or something, and it was like standing on fire. I'm like, it must have, maybe it blew up right then and then.
Well, when they stood it up, that's when it lit on fire. If you go back and watch the video, they drop it once it did that, and then they tried to get fire.
That's somebody got on video?
Yeah, it's all over.
I don't think I've ever seen the video.
Yeah, there's videos out there.
Dang, I'm gonna have to try.
I'll have to find one and send it to you.
Yeah.
Watch of them.
I think I have.
It's probably got me crying in the background.
Oh, I'm sure. It's like that's a lot of money, and they could never get it like put out like good enough, right?
They had little fire extinguishers. They didn't have fire extinguishers.
And it was like anything salvageable.
No, I actually saved that bike. Actually,
oh, did you?
Or not? Yeah, I didn't think I
thought it was bad. Bad.
It was bad, but I pieced it back together. It was. I mean, the engine and all that still ran. I put all the light parts back on the engine. I still got the engine at the house as a backup. I had it in a bike. When we were doing a little bit of endurance racing, I built that bike and raced endurance races with it. Dang. That's the bike I use.
So are you doing any other, I mean, now that you're going to be doing the full Motoamerica, hopefully, are you doing any of the weir stuff, or are you kind of just setting that aside?
Yeah, I'm going to still try to do some of the weir nationals and stuff like that, because they look like they don't, you know, so I still got my BMW, and I'll ride that.
You're going to ride that there?
Stuff. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Try to do that with Pirelli, and then I have a relationship with Pirelli.
At like Roland?
Yeah.
You still got the record there?
Yeah, still hold the record. It's a
110?
No, it's a 9. It's a 9. It's like a high 9 something. I don't know.
I want to say it was the one that maybe Vasily posted, and he was behind you. I think you had broke it then, or you did like 110 or really close to it then, and he was like behind you for a little bit, and that was
You look like you're just out there for a stroll, and he looked like he just giving it hell trying to keep.
You like you were just hanging out, and I've seen couple of your lines. I can't remember the turns, maybe like 3, where you're like holding the inside the whole way. I'm like, I ain't never seen nobody like just stay to the right the whole time.
Yeah, so that track is my home track, so I got. So when I picked up road racing, obviously that's the track I have the most time on. So I have. It's funny because Roland's got a weird line. In order to do those kind of times, it's got a weird line.
Yeah, when I seen you do that, I'm like, I've never tried that, but it was very odd. I always thought maybe go out a little bit, and then I can't remember what time. I'm not good with the turns, but then you just stayed inside. I mean, granted, nobody's getting inside of you. You just stay the whole way in there.
Yeah, you stay over the rumble strips in 3. Like you let it drift out a little bit, then you cut back to the rumble strips, and it makes your line straight going to 4.
Yeah.
And a lot of people try to keep coming left for 4, but you shoot in there straight because that next corner, the way it is, you go in there so hard on the brakes, and then, so
watching that.
He held a 4 by Mesa with a 10.052, and then he got a 9.897.
Yeah, I broke it. Then I think the year later, that year or the next year, Gabriel was there and he broke it.
Silva?
Yeah, he broke it, and then I went back the next time they were racing, and I went and re-broke it.
I mean, I remember in that video, it just looked like you were just kind of Sunday cruise, which is how it should be, right? I mean, it shouldn't be like you're like trying to hold on for dear life, but it just looked really smooth.
When I broke it the second time, I actually broke it twice. I broke it, and then the next lap I even dropped it down just a hair more. So it's one of those things like once you have the bike set up there and all that stuff, and you feel good, you kind of when you know.
Yeah.
Like it's like when we got the bike set, I was like, I'm gonna go re-brake the track record, and everybody looked at me like, oh okay, and I was like, yeah.
I'm about to pull in, it's like.
Went and did it twice, so it's just you get those days, you get those days that everything's clicking and
you just know
working,
flowing. You're just like, hey, today's a good day.
Yeah.
Yesterday wasn't that day for me, but
that's
wasn't a good day.
We all have those days, so that's why we keep coming back.
I think that's it, unless you got anything. Oh, one last question, which you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but about your buddy Durbin. Are y'all still?
I mean, we're never really buddies, so I don't.
I mean, not your buddy.
I don't know what the deal is with that. I don't have any real issues with him. My thing is like it's just he got on social media and like.
And it was the jump start, just for everybody knows, right? It was the whole Motoamerica.
He jumped. It wasn't even about him. I just made a post about the jump start, and my post was basically trying to say that Motoamerica needs to do that kind of penalty differently. Like a jump start to me is somebody creeping the line.
Right.
They give them the 5-second.
But he jumped like rows.
Yeah, if you're jumping rows, and my point to that is like if you're jumping rows, that's like a pit in type situation.
For sure. What is the penalty? Because even if you creep,
it's only 5 seconds. If you creep or you jump to the front of the pack, it's the same penalty. And that's crazy. And so that's the point I was trying to make. And then Durbin got on my page and started spouting off and all this stuff, and it's just
because I watched. I want to say, did it happen twice?
Yeah, it happened twice. And so I said something after the second time of him doing it, and it wasn't anything to do with him at all.
Just they need to change it more.
Yeah, they needed to change it. That's what I was trying to say. And then I feel like with him, he's just been hyper focused on me for some reason. I don't know. I mean,
I think you're just because you're the guy in front of him, so it's like.
Yeah, and so you know, there's just comments made, oh, this and that, and I'm just like, there's more people on the track. I'm not the only person on the track.
I mean, I agree. Like if somebody creeps versus, I mean, I've seen it, and you jump up 2 rows now. Obviously, the guys that started in front of you on the start, they qualified before you. So now they're likely going to have to get by you again, and you're going to slow everybody behind them to try to get by you. And I understand it does make a big issue.
For me, that second time he did it, when he did it, he got in front of me, and I don't know that I don't think he did it intentionally just to me. I think he just, when he got in front of me, he chopped the throttle and it scared the shit out of me, to be honest with you. And I was like, and then the whole race, because he was in front of us, there was a couple of us that were, you know, faster than him, and he was holding us
just
up.
Trying to get by.
As another guy checked out that we normally battle with, and he ultimately ended up being on the podium. I'm not saying I was going to be on the podium, but we would have been hopefully in that battle for that. So
for sure. I mean, I even see it happen at Weir races. Like I've seen guys just jump. I mean, granted, Weir's a lot smaller, it's, you know, club level, but see people jump, and sometimes they don't even do nothing. I'm like, the dude jumped like 20 feet before anybody took off, and y'all just let him go.
The other side of that, for like me, for like the jump start, like the creep in the start or whatever, like that's a mistake or whatever. But like jumping up rows is
that's intense.
Well, that and it's dangerous too.
Sure.
Like, you know what I mean. So
maybe as you coming by that road, then they start, and that guy just run into him. Yeah.
So that was really all I was trying to say, and I felt like it needed a different penalty, and then it spun out of control, and then I felt like, you know, with him, it's just he's been hyper focused on me.
I don't know him personally. I mean, granted, I don't know a lot of people personally. I usually just do my own thing, but it seemed like it's probably because you're just the guy in front of him, and he wants to be the guy in front of you. Don't everybody. Everybody wants to be in front of the guy in front of them, you know, obviously, but
so
it's just it is what it is.
Yeah, it's just the comments. I
I think you did like some kind of like Skype interview with somebody else. I can't remember, and you were discussing it then.
So we did that video with them guys out west or whatever, and they asked me about the jump start stuff because they were saying I was yelling, but it was actually Lampkin was yelling in the pits. He was freaking out about it too. I mean, we both were pissed off about it because he messed up both of our races.
Right.
So
it was Nolan. You said?
Yeah, Nolan was pretty pissed about it too. We both were pretty mad about it. It just was it's not even about the race. It's about more of a safety thing, honestly, and I'm not one to be bitchy about anything, honestly, because I come from motocross and we make bars and we take people out.
For sure.
I mean, so like I don't have any problem with any of that stuff. It's just I think when it happens more than once, it needs to be kind of looked at.
Yeah, I mean, mistakes happen once, but if it's regular, it's kind of like
So,
I think you're getting on the edge of possibly hurting somebody, not him personally, but somebody getting hurt if you just keep doing the same thing, right? Like
my whole point to that too was also like if I did that in the Superbike Cup class, I did in a Superbike, like if I'd come from row 6 and I'm all of a sudden up there with the Superbike guys, you can damn well bet they're gonna freak out on me.
They would be so mad.
So anyways,
good.
It's all water under the bridge.
Well, I guess that's it. Unless you got something else for the year that you.
No, I mean I'm excited to do this because I feel like it's a little.
Hopefully it stays dry.
Yeah.
Passing by. Hopefully no rain today.
Yeah.
Small chance, but
new challenge. I like challenges and doing something different, and I think that this bike, you know, is a good bike, and I think that we don't have to depend so much on electronics with this thing. Right?
I like that. Like I said, I really wish they would have a no electronics, maybe quick shift or auto blip, but all the extra stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, have it maybe in a different class, but also have a class with basically no electronics. You just have to ride it, right?
Yeah,
I mean which is more so this.
I think that's why that BSB class is so competitive.
Dude, I love it.
It's
watching them races, they're just all over the place.
Yeah, it's pretty neat to watch. Yeah, so I'm excited about this. I mean, I think this class is stacked. I think it's stacked all the way back to 15th place. So I think it's going to be. I think you're going to have to be on your. You're going to have to bring your best game possible just to
every
be
time.
in there.
That's why I like the Superbike videos because I mean they show like all the stuff that could go wrong every single time. And it's always something. I mean.
And that's the thing with me is like I just like racing, man. So if I'm racing for 15th place and we're friggin' battling, we're going at it and we're like going at it and we're going back and forth and it's like you make a mistake, somebody passes you. That's what it's all about for me. It's like, you know, if I did the best I could and I, you know, put it all out there.
No, most people aren't making a living, just having fun, right? So if you make it out, it's like, hey, well, it's a good time. You know? Most of us are just losing money every time.
we all are.
Yeah,
honestly.
unless you're the top 5, we ain't getting no money.
Nobody signed up to make money in this.
No,
for sure, so.
they say the best way to be a millionaire racing is to be a billionaire first.
Yeah.
That's how you spend all the money.
Yeah,
well, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the time,
absolutely.
bro.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
I don't know if you know, but I was the same guy